Right, we are live. We are live. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring una warm greetings from the TNN TV Media Empire. Today, na the 28th of November, 2023. Me where they talk to una, na my name Prince Emil Krumah. It is a very interesting time that we dey go through in our country. Despite the seriousness of the entire thing, what we dey go through, it's still very interesting in many respects. And what everyone say is the developments are many. Of course, I'm expected to be joined today by two distinguished guests in person of, in fact, I will introduce them shortly. Then just begin for join the program. But as I develop the program and una we don't begin to join and see 15 of we, obviously we just go live for the last 30 seconds. I hope so una go help for share the program as well. But like I say, these are very interesting times now in country, and things are developing to a stage where it concerns every one of us. Ladies and gentlemen, I want for dwell on this thing quickly before I bring the guests them come in, because after all, everything has got context, and the program we want to talk about today has equally got context, and not just begin on the 26th of November. It goes beyond, so we need for understanding things in the. But the historical aspect of it is too long, so we try for break and down a little bit. And this is it. The country we country Sierra Leone enjoy relative peace since the end of the conflict back in 2002. Most of we've been there around that time, they go remember this. With the exception of a few things that we've been happening, example, Ebola and a protest here and there. But other than that, the country after that interregnum, we enjoy relative peace. In 2018, after a two-term APC government under the tutelage or presidency of Ernest Bai Koroma, Julius Madabio, a retired brigadier, was elected as president of the republic. The election not been devoid of the usual hearsay, they say, and other things that we can happen in our elections. In the 2018 elections, just like other prior elections, this was also present. But however, in 2018, the ruling party, then the All People's Congress, conceded power to the Sierra Leone People's Party. The president-elect, retired Brigadier Julius Madabio, his supporters them were so ecstatic, jubilant, and hopeful of a future, then declare that election day as a liberation. A lot of people go on know waiting have been the liberation, waiting I mean by a liberation. Liberation from what? From who? But that's open to a debate for another day. Okay? Because it depends on who that they say anyway. In that particular elections of 2018, there was the opening of a scar. That scar they not new. Now they could say open, so the scar exists. But then in the 2018 elections, it became even more open because the elections, as usual, was fought on a divisive basis in which politicians from every persuasion and stripe been to tell the people, the potential voters, them which way for vote with misinformation and disinformation just for attract them vote. Then they will consequently get problem on the nation of Sierra Leone. So the newly elected president will know say enforce task based on the campaign where they run for become president and opposition, especially the presidency, now how for unite the country based on the campaign where they run on. So the president commits himself to uniting the country, the president-elect, which was retired Brigadier Julius Madabio. We can say he immediately went to work setting up the parameters which he needed or which he need for operate by. I.e., for example, the Commission of Inquiries not been very popular with the people, and we've been thinking say this could go against them very much, which was the erstwhile APC government. But the Commission of Inquiry being for going anyway because there were acts of corruption. This is a fact. And that was appealing to a lot of Sierra Leoneans. If this is going to be genuine, then we need to go forward with this. So that investigation was instigated by the president, a lot of money spent, and he said they will look into historic corruption. But in the end, we know what thing happened. So we go left that again for another day. Another thing where the president initiate was the Bintumani 3 conference based on Boku things that will be they happen. But the people will be affected most, as the Englishman can say, the people that will be there at the end of the stick. Now, people them we obviously not agree with the way how this thing been they go and how they initiate them anyway. They say they smell foul play, just like with the commissions of inquiry, where then declare say now which hunt. Of course, that again is open to a debate. Into money conference again is open to a debate. But if they say they may extend an olive branch, the olive branch, many people ask, where is it? Because at the time, the people in where they alleged it and they extend the olive branch to, being there under persecution. They were being, coerced. These are all facts. We can go and look back into the history, but we go left that for another day. Since President Bio take over, there has been an unprecedented wave of economic difficulties, which can only be compared to or reminiscent of things that will happen in the 1980s. And I like for cite the 1980s because I'm old enough to have realized or known or participated in the economic difficulties of the 1980s. I was a victim of the 1980s as a small boy growing up in a family. Saw poverty, here increase suddenly in our household, in a household where at least we were considered to be of middle income, a middle income family. So the poverty where the people are beginning for face this day and now can only be compared to what may happen in the 1980s. Employment of a youthful population of Sierra Leone, it run over 60%. Inflation has gone through the roof. Food inflation, nobody not able to contemplate with that because today you go buy something if you can afford, tomorrow or the next few hours, it's a completely different cost altogether. And the president, here was humble enough for accept, say, yes, there are economic difficulties, but it divert the economic difficulties to waiting to happen geopolitically, the tensions regarding geopolitics, the war will they go on in Europe right now as we speak, and that is between Russia and Ukraine, and the disruption to logistical and supply chain, including COVID-19. We all contribute to the rising of inflation. The president will rightfully say so. But the people that will bear the brunt of it, whilst then they listen and understand, but they don't accept it, then for continue for suffer the brunt of waiting to happen thousands of miles away. Hence, that create a tension on the ground. A combination of the things they want don't talk about led to a violent protest in August of 2022, a protest which actually shocked the nation. It shocked the conscience of a nation. It's like, what is this? What is happening? But this was a reality as a consequence of economic difficulty. The president again was quick to dismiss angry protesters as political tools or pawns or instruments who were being used to create mayhem and destabilize his government. The president has since been re-elected because that was then in first term. Since then, he has been re-elected in his second term in an election which was held on June 24, 2023. Of course, again, I repeat, the president was re-elected with a substantial mandate, if we can go by, within the chief of the election commission, Mohamed Konese. The president in the first round gained 56% of the vote, will automatically make him the elected president of the republic, much to the chagrin and the disappointment of many, including with European partners, with international partners, with guarantors, and we own some of we own local organizations such as NEW, the National Elections Watch, under the tutelage of a very progressive woman known as Marcella Samba Sise, okay, Nima Colley. Having said this, the president, however, go on to be declared the president. He was the incumbent. So if I interchange the word president, now because he was already the president, anyway, he became the president of the pronounced elections of 2023. And that also did not go down well because the elections was fought on a divisive basis, very, very dismissive basis, to a point where we international guarantor and say there are questionable aspects of the elections we need for be addressed, including new Leone results them where them pull, we say the president no win an outright election. It was, ladies and gentlemen, among these division them or divisive things them, that the residents of Freetown woke up on the morning of Sunday, November 26, to the sounds of gunfire and artillery shells, heavy gunfire and artillery shells. Now we Republic once again. And having said this, the intro to a program, and you lay the background and the premise, if you like, I would like to introduce two of we guests and where they participate. One, now we known guest where we know say before participate on the program is here, is a known face and factor. Now the program is none other than Imran Toure, commonly known as Imran T. And we have another brother as well, known as brother Almun. I almost want forget your name. Can you imagine? Yeah. If you can just introduce yourself quickly, sir. I know we get you for few minutes, so you can go ahead, sir.
Good evening, listeners, fellow diasporans, Sierra Leoneans, all over the world. Okay. My name, of course, na Alisa Munu, a base na England. Me na activist. And my involvement to this program briefly tonight, na purely as an activist. And I no intend for can condemn the conduct of the president or the government. I want to make observations as a Sierra Leonean and vis-a-vis an activist. And I hope people will be able to allow me to express my own views, which I'm entitled to, where Englishman call the enable right. And I'm glad I haven't for in England where I get that right there. Nobody can question that. So therefore, and I will declare my interest. Just one point quickly. I'm a Northerner. I'm a Muslim. You understand? So that's my interest.
Right,
I'm not a political.
Much. And the guest who I just read from is with brother Al Issa Munu. You go there with me for a few minutes, just for participating in the program and exercise, like in say, inalienable rights and in England, of course. So he will express those for a few minutes. Many guests we get for day with we throughout the program, and the program will be probably for an hour or an hour and a half. It's none other but a face who I already know, but he hasn't appeared on the platform for quite a while. He looks good as usual, so I go get on the platform. Yes, we go kindly introduce himself to Fambule. Imran?
Fambule Minakabo, plenty Kushetina. All are very delighted for share the platform with a brother, a big brother, one way. I admire and respect Mr. Munu. Good evening, sir.
And thank you very much. God bless you.
Very, very, very resourceful man. I appreciate himself and I respect him, and it always delights me when I deal with him because me into we can fetch tooth and nail, we can fetch like dogs and water. But I love her so much. Thank you, Mr. Host. I really appreciate being here today.
No worries at all.
Thank you.
Ladies and once again, this is the TNN TV media program and very interesting program they are ahead of we. Please don't touch that dial and help for share. So thank you very much to all, and I will just go straight to the program. And I want to begin with you, Al Isa Munu. You read the introduction to the program and the premise where I lay. I suppose say you hear me, sir.
Yes.
And everything called, yeah, thank you very much. Everything culminates to November 26th, the early morning on a Sunday, in a very religious country in which there is religious tolerance both between Muslims and Christians. In other words, we know them as a secular state. Everything on a religious basis is entertained. On the morning of Sunday, the 26th of November, the residents of Freetown, the capital, were woken to sporadic gunshots, heavy gunfire around certain vicinity in Freetown. I wonder whether you will help me for understand, waiting at your understanding, what happened on that morning, bearing in mind, say, waiting will be understand on the day itself. It's been almost 2 days after. Today's the 20th. So a lot of developing story them, but maybe you can help me for understand exactly what happened as per your understanding.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Prince. I always want to thank you because you are one of the most patriotic Sierra Leonean who they abroad, who they cascade interview information there for other people. They know exactly what is happening. Nana na Aurora they play. And I also want to say good evening to my brother Imran for the sentiments the way expressed. All right. And I want to say good evening to all viewers. Any day. Well, I tell you the honest truth, it affects me directly. Sunday morning, because as I declared to when I say me a Muslim, I mean they pray. I was praying. Believe you me, I was doing my prayers when I start for begin get calls. As you yourself know, as activists, when something happen, the very first people they call that people like us. But me yourself not get no knowledge of what they happen. I so confused. I get for cut me prayers. You understand it? Because the cause them just they come willy-nilly, so I not be able to concentrate on my prayers. I hope say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive me for that. For telling you the truth, my brothers and sisters all over the world, particularly Sierra Leone, I'm a very confused person. I have never been confused like this in my life, especially when it comes to the political atmosphere now. We beloved Mama Salone. And I confused as I speak. I go let for say this. I know Kanaya this evening for can criticize the government. I know Kanaya for can assess the conduct of the government. That is not my role. First and foremost, I want to start by condemning the violence which was attributed to innocent civilians, even military personnel, because some of them are ex-military personnel. I want to condemn them killing, definitely. Then the first limb of observation where they make. I also condemn, if not true, I don't know if it is true, that people and they will go attack, try to bring a problem at the country, the peace of the country. I also condemn their action and they, if not true. It's very, very important. But as I tell you, I say I'm confused because first, let's tell you, my first observation what I get. I recall when I get so many calls them, the very first thing I try for do myself, I for try for phone through me sources, and because we get sources as an activist, if you not get sales, then you know to activists. We not they get correct information at all. When they get some information, then live, thank God to the technology. You understand? So, but let me narrow that me observation the way I make. The very first observation will confuse me. The president, when this thing happened, he make two speeches then. One of the very first speech we make, he say the people who will get for involved, they're able to find them, you understand it? They go investigate this whole process. And anybody who then catch wanting, the full force of the law will rest in soldiers. To me, I think a very good statement. Whether that statement was sincere, it's another matter. But let me tell you where the confusion comes now for me, because from Sunday to today, Tuesday, today a high-powered delegation came from ECOWAS, organization we are not get no respect for. Because if now organization we deserve respect, the chaos where they happen at the west coast of Africa wouldn't have happened. They come there supporting a government that purported that they say they're going to investigate. Now the president's not investigating nothing yet. You understand? But today, in response to the high-power delegation from ECOWAS, he already does start for blame other people, the opposition. That confuses me, because in his speech, mentioned about a coup. He said breach of security. Now one of the armory in Wilberforce. You understand? So this now confuses me. So which is which? Was it a coup, Mr. President? Why didn't you say it? Now the people of the high-power delegation from ECOWAS, now people who will get for hold responsible. So you understand? They are responsible for what is happening in Sierra Leone today. And it disturbed me very greatly. They have no credibility. They should not even be part of the dialogue will take place in that country today, because they are responsible. They brought in this problem for us. Now this country, I bring a president where a tribalist, now a man will corrupt. He has got no sense of direction. He has got no sense of feeling. Our people are suffering at the country today. The cost of living is very, very high, because it's a human right. Your right to live. I have every right to comment on that. The right to be able to make sure you get able to staple food. You understand? The government has a responsibility to make sure they protect every Sierra Leonean there. Things, so many things of that nature. So therefore, that's the confusion number one that makes me very confused. 1 minute, the president say, breach of security. But today, they accuse the opposition. So that's confusion number one. All right. Now, if anybody happy with that, then that's a matter for them. But I am not happy with that. It's very confusing. Confusion number two, waiting the bother me. They said it was a breach of security. But how come then a security guard was shot and killed in the compound of the former president, His Excellency Dr. Anes Baikoroma? And one of the other security, if they show you the photograph where he laid on in the yard, he didn't come back to uniform. So now the house. So how come this gentleman was killed and then they said that they arrested another person? Now I can't understand, to tell you the truth, where the confusion comes from. I not say from Wilberforce to Lumley. Nah, it's a long way distance. And even the commentary will be they listen when this thing they take place. We not hear anything of the sort say people they go now they go now Lumley, they come out from Lumley. So this is very important. You understand? And then more confusion. One gentleman were able to understand, say it was a former guard of the former president, and it's by Kuruma, where then they call a leather boot. Also, you can see from the photographs, they're in uniform combat. All right, whether people want to call him Mr. Tactic, but you can see that this guy was killed and brought outside. I mean, from the perspective of a human rights person, I think we should be able to have photographs, videos of exactly what happened. Because you can't just bring somebody, he's shot and shoot and in foot, already is dead. And this guy are able to understand, say, stay in a country. Now, what may confuse me more, if you relate to Resolution 4 of the dialogue, wherein I think, say, they mention about, for try for bringing ex-people that we don't with afraid for their lives, they don't left the country, are intimidated. This is not the stage. I able to understand, say the opposition be not right, the president. For let they give a list of all people that were then detained. Now the coincidence sounds to me very paradoxical in the sense that makes sense to me. This even confuses me more. And I hope so let people able to understand why I'm confused. The thread. You understand? This is a merry-go-round thread that is going around. So I can't understand how this gentleman was killed. And you understand, things like that. So it bothers me. It bothers me, to be honest with you. You understand? So and there are other things that way confuses me. But let's pause so far so that let's see if anybody gets any question for able to ask. You understand? So that let's go able buttress me facts. These now observations that I get. Now until we get the clarifications, then you understand it, and okay, and the people like us will continue for question these things. We're going to ask, and I hope say people like a Prince and others we're able to assist we the layman there for we're able to question. To me, everybody's life is very paramount. Article 8 of the Human Rights Act makes everybody's get rights to live. So I think I'll last stop there so far.
You are absolutely right. I mean, your concerns, in my opinion, are really valid. There are questions to be answered, and as a citizens, you get your entitlement. Fortunately for we also get another man on the program. We probably go address. I'm not saying that he is going to may address or he himself equally get concerns. So Imran, welcome to the program after a long while. But if I can just put the same thing to you about the actions or things that will happen on November 26th on a Sunday morning in Sierra Leone, having created, here the premise from Usawi Komot to Usawi Day and waiting we hear and see that Sunday morning. I wonder what you make of all this and also waiting the other guests. Your thoughts, please, Imran.
Oh my God, I say my brother lay and down beautifully. But I just want to start from the fact say nothing of the way Mother be able to do with the surprise me anymore. Because you see the people them way teach we but knowledge. Then we don't show we but this thing called trend, epidemiology. If you look at this man, a habit, a character, a behavioral pattern, this should not surprise us again. Nah. You look at the man, he joined the army as second lieutenant. When he seized power, now second lieutenant. I do not know how he catapulted himself from being a second lieutenant. Where he boss, when I be captain, Strasser, he was a captain. And a captain, was 2 stages before him. He overthrew the captain, then all of a sudden, he become a brigadier. That he jumped 5 places. Everything where they do haphazardly. Everything where they do with bad practices. They ever do anything. If follow the rule of law, if follow rules, they honor any obligations when it comes to issues of law. Second lieutenant, you make yourself brigadier. Because there is no way any army go decorate somebody so quickly. When the one when he boss, he left as captain. And other people and be there with senior person, as they can say overtaking is allowed. You overtake them all with quadruple promotion. Let's put that on the side. We see how we force himself for those sensors. We get procedures where we don't follow. We don't create a culture within them procedures there. Where income by force. It change everything. Not to consult anybody. So not a man will get history of peace and servitude. No. PR, they say for do. Iduam. Not for Duam. Iduam. Census is not for Iduam. Then the elections. No one in my lifetime. I have seen many elections, but I not see one as dysfunctional as this election we pass. Even when he want for do crook, they do so badly. People like can rig elections. You can get for take a close look for not saying a rig elections. But matter be you elections where he rig. You can see them from 1,000 miles. To an extent, civil society, the what they call evil society in Sierra Leone. They say put them foot and say, no, brah, you pass mark. You pass mark. They say this election, yeah, you know win, brah. Then at the hearing some misguided people in back in the APC, oh, Samura winner than the president. Samura no winner neither. And this is the major problem we'll get now with country. As my brother rightly talking now, everybody gets interest. The only interest where would they neglect now the country interest. Nobody not care about Salo. Because they see people and they call themselves now APCN. That's APCN. You blah blah read and say Sierra Leonean, Ghanaian, Guinean, Nigerian. You know, that means to say they are nationals of those countries. Sierra Leone now APCN, SFPN. So that means to say the political party, nine of the nationality. But unfortunately, what you say in APCN, APC not a country. Sierra Leone are the country. The one who are the neglect. All them things there what they happen at the country, so my dear brother. You know, it is just crazy. This man say, na breach and breach Wilberforce barracks. Journalists then say, na attempted coup. Everything they can drips and drabs. Then, now Wilberforce, then go breach security, go na the weapon dump. That is what they said. And Eskoroma went a part of the problem what we get because himself don't make serious errors of judgments. And one of the errors of judgments where he make, now this mania, where they misbehave na the country as he misbehave so. And look how he don't misbehave by himself. I cannot just understand. I would love to understand the relationship. Where then talk say, with all clarity, the breach, now Wilberforce it take place. Wilberforce end up now God reach. I don't be ever know for say the geography of Sierra Leone Wilberforce now God reach today. While then now God reach, then go trespass na the former president he owes. Then kill his security. Cold blood. Left and day. Arrest other people them. But the information minister say, now Wilberforce, he insists. But other opinion people that are at the jail, at the jailhouse. How did they come out? And if people can do coup, the very first place when they go to the State House, how comes at the weapon dump they come? Things are not, they add up. 1 + 1 is 2. But whenever we add on this situation here, I they see more than the answer where they anticipate or they expect. Then I see a gentleman, nicely dressed, with a very sophisticated trainers, nice jeans, boxers, undervest, and he wear a lovely polo, and he get a wedding band. Because me, a person are very critical while they look at things. He gets a wedding band. This man, now a military veteran, he don't fight war. They don't send him for numerous trainings overseas. I heard he even go train in Morocco. An experienced soldier. Now they go to battle, dress with a stylish, sophisticated trainers and tight jeans. I don't think so. That man had undervest on. You could see he was dressing to impress. But because now one of the people them where they get now them so-called list for eliminate, because that man they in name done two then at the month for the longest time. So the man feel to say, well, then they do this, they don't do this talk here, where they don't say that all man come back. He come back in our country, naturally so. Where that man they, he gets right to protection. Like any Sierra Leonean, like even the president, then kill the man. The man he don't agree, then shoots the man he don't agree. And Sierra Leone is a country where signed to treaties. And some of them treaties then are the Geneva Convention. Article 3 then say where you go into any form of battle, where you disarm somebody or you shoot them, or the person is sick or anything, now the battlefield, you're not able to fight, you supposed to protect the person. You supposed to make sure if the person need treatment, he get treatment. Make sure say you respect the person, his rights. If not Muslim, you treat them as a Muslim. If not Christian, you treat them as a Christian. And you not for be racist towards them. You know, no form of racism not for take place. Tribalism not for take place. It should be treated with respect and uphold the dignity. Then pull trustees pan the man, left the man with his drugs. Where basically now the man in dignity then take, that is against the Geneva Convention. That is bad practice. That shows that we army not fit for purpose. Because the rule of engagement involves respecting those treaties. The man I put the shoot him. He should not have died. If they had, call the ambulance, take her to the hospital for make them treat him, then go guide and they, while they get treatment, when he gets better, then go carry and go to court and charge him. But they don't want to do that, do they? Why? Because they don't want the facts to come out. And I want to pick on something when my brother talk about. In any civilized country where you they investigate anything, everywhere in the world, you go reframe journalists, politicians, they all will refrain from talking about any issue where they're under investigation. Why? There is something they pan law where they call perverting the cause of justice, for making not prejudice the evidence, making not prejudice the case. Because the person gets right to a proper trial, fair trial. So if you don't come out, you talk for saying APC then do. If you don't come out, on the one hand, you say them breach the weapon dump. On the other hand, where ECOWAS then come, you say, now attempted coup. My brother, now you they beat, now you they dance. But the fact is, Marabio knows what he's doing. You know, Chris, the whole reason we make it do that is because we get weak opposition. The opposition at Sierra Leone, then are Ori. Pass you pull them under sand before they melt. And by the time they bring them back inside house, they don't sleep. Waiting they call Ori Pantini, then call Amadoni. Pepe Urenga Karani. Kama tanke. Ampong. Mangka sa kong kakere do shete. Angka sa kadira. You know? So we got an opposition. Sierra Leone, we not say APC. Now waiting till the man call Mapat. That red per mine when not they sleep. APC don't know Masanki. I cannot believe killings like them why happen. APC is tight-lipped. Because on the one hand, as my brother say, if anybody can compromise safety of the citizens of Sierra Leone, we condemn that.
Yep.
Okay.
But rumors that be done the day before this year happened say, this man for stay in power He go arrange a coup, and he sure has done. And in the process, he go out, he pick the enemies. Even the former president, when a patriarch, I'm so angry with him. Things that don't happen in that country there where he's supposed for talk. They keep quiet. He don't keep quiet. Now they don't go to his security. He don't go to his host. They don't go kill his security. Make I talk to you, my brother. These are the talk with anger. It saddens me when things they happen that citizens like me and Una then they kill. I wish now all the APC politicians will be killed instead of Ladabut. I wish that then all them be killed and falling in the ground. Because the role of a politician now for find solutions for problem, now for improve people in lives, for do advocacy for them people. We did see na yami samunu, you na man way influential. You dey help people them, you dey advise them, you dey take them, go to MP them.
In speaker, don't go off.
Okay, Iman, we don't lost you speaker. We don't lost you audio there.
Yeah.
So we will put you on pause while we go to Bamunu. Imran, if you hear me, I don't know whether you hear me. We don't lost you audio, but we go put you on pause. Imran. Okay, Imran still they go on, which means they're not a get we.
Yes.
Anyway, Bamunu.
You hear me? Good. Not hear me?
Yeah, me hear you. That's all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
So,
thank you. Now come to the yes. I want to thank you once again. Although Imran still they talking, if I don't pick him up, say we know the area. You know, you understand it? So
that's all right. You go ahead.
Okay. Now come to the second segment of my observations that I get. I share all the concerns where Brother Imran don't articulate, he don't buttress properly. Now, the other observation I get, I'm not able to understand why a security breach lead to then they hunt and go for the former president in security guards. I find that very strange. All the way from the incident took place na Wilberforce to Godrich from Eternal Drive. It bothers me. It really bothers me. But one of the other things where bothers me more than anything else, for all what I don't say, now the Pademba Road prisons. Now, what I am able to understand why Pademba Road prisons become the focus for the alleged perpetrators. Now I am able to understand. I not see the Dumont breaking, they removed the Dumont. How did they manage to enter Pademba Road prisons? Because we don't hear some people away escape, say now police officers and military people in the open. The funny thing, actually I've been to Pademba Road. I've been to Pademba Road, my late uncle, Mr. Abubakar, where worked there from the 60s. So he died. You understand? So now, because they work there, I have access to that place. And the observations where I've been going at Pademba Road, these are the first thing, these are the author, this social media.
Don't lodge you there.
No. I can tell you, anybody where know my family, why say I've been getting late uncle video. Okay. In fact, he started driving for the very first education minister, Mr. Wuri, because that man didn't bring me come up.
All right.
I make you say I get that discipline. So I know I know Pademba Road, not to inside, but you get various blocks, and each of them blocks they get cell. So therefore, no prisoner, you understand it, they break in. If they don't open you, they don't lock you, pass they open you. And the only time when they get access, they wouldn't come out for eat, or they can do some exercises and things like that. So this bothered me, why the focus was Pademba Road prisons. My suspicions, I not get evidence, so these are allegations that they make. I believe say this must have a bearing to resolution 4 of the dialogue. You understand? Now that I believe. AB, but you see, I'll come to the opposition. One thing where I believe them do, we're not correct. You understand? It's very important why that has been the focus. You understand? It's very, very important. Now, again, the killing of the guards and the arrest of the guard, to me, is a question that needs to be answered. And I hope it will be part of the president's investigation. And the president, I will advise them, let it retract and apologize the comments we make where they accuse the opposition, because no investigate done yet. And if no investigate yet, you know, get no right. No right, because he himself, he has a checkered history. And I think my brother don't give a synopsis of all the past that are even more. But me, that's not my role tonight. I want to exercise my right as a citizen of Sierra Leone. I was praying when people disturb me with my prayers. I'm able to complete my prayers for what happened at the country. And we have relatives. Now that we're born, we cannot run away from Sierra Leone. Now that we're born. You understand? So therefore, I think the president therefore very be careful. What it also bother me, my observation what I want to make, is that why the government in them bloggers them comment through they make. I don't want to call their name, but they know themselves. Already don't conclude, they make allegations, this, that. And then when any other person make a comment, they say, you know, APC. Now, let me say this to people. Why being a member of APC is a crime, either nationally or internationally, I cannot understand. I've given an example of England when we done it. Now, almost 50 years. I've spent all my life in England as a teenager. You understand? You have every right. You know, I don't see that they throw rotten egg to the prime minister, previous prime ministers. You've seen that happening. You want for organized demonstrations, many of them. You go to the police, you understand? Then they allow you. Look, just recently, what you know happened. The prime minister and the commissioner of police, they're at loggerheads for the pro-Palestinian demonstration, which I attended one on Saturday. So therefore, people that will go on for question me, I want them to talk to me directly. I'll give them my resume. That some of them were in this country today, within England, fortunately, as asylum seekers. It's people like us.
Munu, if I can just pause you there for reflection.
That's fine. Okay.
For reflection, I want to bring this to you for say the president say there were a list of things that when the president outlined. And one of them, now something like that where you talk about, the only difference here is the president say they are open to dialogue with civil society and organizations. They don't remove the death penalty. In other words, it's been abolished. There is an entitlement, which we know, nobody no need for tell with this because he enshrined at the constitution, but the president did say this, entitlement to peaceful protest. The only thing we say is the groups need for identify, and I want to let you deal with this because you have plenty of expertise in this. The groups involved or we want for protest, according to the president, the need for identify themselves and work within the laws. This is true, right? You get anything else as to what the president say?
Well, it's a joke. I'll tell you this now. It's a joke. You know why it's a joke?
Why is it?
Well, I'll tell you why it's a joke. You tell me since 2018, how many organizations, individuals, and people then whether apply for a permit to demonstrate. Show me one that has been granted. None. Now in England, I'll tell you, I can sit down right now. We want to go demonstrate to man at Downing Street. I can sit down where I am sitting here. They pick a phone. I don't even complete a form. I know the procedure. I know what that for talk to. You give you details. You understand? There are conditions where you get for meet. Even during the COVID, we've been very, very difficult. You understand? So therefore, they make them very easy. But in Sierra Leone, not one. People that I we understand, people and say that don't apply. It's never been granted. No, not ever allowed. 6 years. Not anybody they don't ever accept. You understand? So to me, that is one thing where probably the government get for very be careful of. Because at the end of the day, Mother Bio get for remember one thing. It's not going to remain in power for life. This I can tell and that. And the international community are very sophisticated people, especially the white people. And I'm sure it don't study abroad. And it can't study not as a grassroots, like we so win a grassroots in England. You understand? Don't live with these people within the communities there, structures then they where you as a tenant, private tenant, where you able to express. So therefore, they get for very, very be careful. No, they allow anybody for demonstrate in Sierra Leone today. Not one person. You understand it? All right, well, I don't know of. Unlike in England, anybody, you want for demonstrate, they will allow you. You understand it? They will allow you. There are rules. And another make anti-fake. I say, as I speak, if I want to go demonstrate tomorrow, I can just pick a phone. I don't even need to complete a form. You understand? Because people like us, they work with the police. I've been a member of the police consortium for 30 years. So I know all the structures. I mean, I'm one of the very few people who have been they visit cells within the old black man in this country. But we're not just to go around and go and bluff
Yeah,
about
Mr.
that.
Munu, let me just get back. Let me just get back to topic. Of course, you've got a brilliant resume there.
Yes.
We speak to your authority on certain issues. But what we talk about now is the events of November 26 in the early morning on Sunday of waiting apparently happened. Of course, you get your doubts. So I want to take this back to Imran. Okay. But at the same time, when I go see, say, with the show, few of the commentators them or people where they participate in the comment room. So please feel free for participate. If it's necessary, where you put your thing there, like, okay, the current guy, let me see who is this. All right, Kai Tiafo. 31 of the coup plotters are northerners. Let him, Imran, continue to wallow in his ignorance. Kai, I don't know how you get this number. 31 of the coup plotters are northerners. If you can let us know how you get these numbers, please. This could be good. Other than accusing somebody of talking BS, and Yusuf just come and put story there which is unsubstantiated. If it's substantiated,
if I can answer
31
that now
of the coup plotters are northerners. Please make it known to us. I'm very interested in that. Imran, are you there?
Yes. Yeah, I'm here. You know,
All
see
right.
that the problem this with them,
Imran.
like the problem this with them hegemonies there. You know, they don't forget, say, we are supposed to build one nation, Sierra Leone, not a tribal country, where now a country of just one tribe. Now country where get diversity. And the
Imran, I'll not cut you off, please.
Yeah.
I just want to understand because this particular contributor is saying that 31 of the coup plotters are northerners. I don't know whether he will come back and answer how he know that, but do you have any information? And if anybody else get information to that respect, will you please make it known? Imran?
Well, what he go say is, I don't know who he gets statistics from, but all I go say to Ram, likewise, myself go put around to and say, all the Sojamania was see will lynch them people in the way it say, na northern are there, na minde man there. So what has he got to say about that? A men minde line, as a bit minde accent. They are all minde, now they refuse for Gida man water when a breach of Article 3 of the Geneva Convention.
Well, the little bit I see of that video there, somebody say when somebody gets a gunshot wound, and I suppose say you will know this, not professional for like and water in the sense that you they risk that person there in life with somebody they under that kind of wound, they gunshot.
That's a lie. That's a total lie. That is a total lie. Bunkum, nonsense. The man asked him, even beg, he said, do ya? May I just get a drop? Let me soak me waiting because
no, Imran, I don't want to let this be a back and forth. Yes, the man ask, but let me distinguish between asking and waiting. Now, the situation is when person sustains certain wound, gunshot wounds, stab wounds, At some point, then they feel for drink. But medical advisors, they advise against you not forget that person in water. That person they desperately want water. But it not mean say you forget water because the water not good for them at that point. This I don't know, I'm not a medical person, but I don't do 1 or 2, 3 first aid courses. So apparently person can be thirsty at that point, but it's advisable that you know give them water despite them asking you and begging you.
Well, there is something in the medicine what they call homeostasis. That's where the body they try for getting self-balance. If the person asks for water, psychologically, if you know one get the water, the least you can do, you they put wet towel round the mouth for make you dumping, waiting for they hydrate them. Okay? You go get some kind of care. None of that was given. And I don't know the medical significance of what in the woman they talk. And the woman when they talk, it not be look like a medical person, it not be look like a soldier. It look like saying I want to be soldier man and concubine them. Where obviously in SLPP. And that very person there, if you not be listening, it talk for say they are an enemy them.
All right.
So then they tell you clearly say, and they suspect say what the woman said, he not say that based on medical advice, he did that out of their hegemony, their enemy. And if you not notice, the president's speech, he said we don't defeat them. You see, why they catch tribalists and hegemonists and the kind of language when they use. If
yes,
SLPP say they get academic, that make me premise well. If SLPP then say they get academics them, they would have known, say the word would have be used. In that context, they forbid say they don't apprehend the assailant, they don't apprehend them. But he said we don't defeat them. That is supremacy. That's supremacy. And what is hegemony? That's supremacy. The people and the
okay. Let me play the devil's advocate now. If they only say we don't defeat them without naming a name or a tribe, it would mean like a group of things or people where then they fought against in that situation. Let's say the situation was an alleged incursion into the country against the government, and government say we don't defeat them. It not necessarily means they don't defeat.
My brother, listen to what Mr. Kaikai, with my name Mr. Kaikai say. He say all the people that he alleged they all na notana. You know very well say leather boots, the way he was dressed, he was definitely not taken from there.
Oh no, Imran, on that point they are absolutely, that's very critical. I absolutely agree.
I will not agree. Let me bring the thoughts. Let me bring my thoughts.
No, you know the same thing that you talk. I agree with you on the issue of leather boots. You are absolutely spot on. We not get boku time, Imran. You are spot on. I agree with you in the case of leather boots. Imran, I agree with you in the case of leather boots. We don't need for for the real loop the same thing. That's self-defeatism. You absolutely right. That's critical. Leather boots not they in army fatigues, and not they in combat mode. We don't need for repeat that. You say that once and you rob them, you are absolutely spot on, and I take the cue from you. You are right.
Okay.
The onus day on the others for proof say, well, this man was combat ready, and we don't need for going to them petty details. You've made a critical point, and I agree with you. I also they appeal to people for help we no criteria for if you want call in for give me detail about USA you get that information there from as 31 people and northerners. We will gladly appreciate your call, but other than that, not of us can make any other point. And we also they appeal to people when they watch the program now. If anybody aware say there is evidence for point say at this point in time that 31 people are northerners. Do you una call let una give the evidence or una put the evidence in the chat room? Other than that, we go for whole criteria for responsible for an irresponsible statement. For now, we take the statement with a pinch of salt. We not get no evidence to that effect, and we go wait as we go into the program.
Brother, just one quick point. Likewise, there are SLPP members they win a notana. Napoleon, na notana. Abbas Bundu, na notana. Alpha Khan and Northerner, and the many of them people them, you know, now Northerner them. I don't know why people them want for tribalize anything when they happen in our country. It's really sad. It saddens me. It saddens me. What you would talk about now? Contraventions they don't take place. The people them way now the soldier man them. I don't care whether they're not chimney, Mende or so. The rules of engagement, it is tied to treaties. And those treaties have been compromised. These are professional soldiers. And most of the people them way lynch that man, or them people that only don't have backtrack they. Now Mende people them. But I didn't say that. Now in Canada can talk for say all the people that where they all now Mende.
Yes, Northerners, 31% are not Northern, or 31 of the people are Northerners. And you see, this is creating, some false dichotomy, if you will like. And if it cannot be proven, then the onus day on the person way push that I don't want to call them propaganda at this time, but it remained open. Okay, there's a contribution from a sister named Musu Kanu. A list has been sent out showing the wanted, and the information minister already read the list of unwanted. Check it out. Now, this contribution is serious. Me not see it, but waiting the sister they say, if I understand them, is there is a list about people who are wanted, and the information minister has already read the list of unwanted. How the information go read a list of unwanted? That must have been a list of wanted did exist, and maybe then they drop off who that they not need. But Munu, what do you understand about all of this in terms of list and Northerners? I don't want to dwell into this, abyss of tribal, yes. We don't do that on this platform, unfortunately. But because a member of the viewership intimates that, so I began and address them particularly to Imran. So I began for let Imran touch on that. But I wonder what you view about all of this, because I know say
in fact, yes. Part of my observation I would have brought about that list, because I've seen the list. I've actually seen the list. In fact, I'm going to turn it round. Those are list of wanted people, and in fact, by coincidence, even somebody who we know lives in England. You understand? I don't want to call it name. Yes, you understand? All right. And me as an activist, I know what I know.
I'm not cut you out, but just quickly, do we know whether this list is being authenticated? In other words, verified as to the source. Is it from government sources, or is it just the usual? If you know what I mean,
what I can say, what's happened, somebody really, as an activist, sometimes we share information. Somebody forwarded it to me, then I saw it. As far as I know, it was not authenticated at all. But the question I want to raise, in fact, I want to turn it the other way around. Please. Why is it that majority of the people there are Northerners and Westerners on that list? That's the question I wanted to know. I wish I would have got up.
And this is where such list becomes suspect, or the government is actually, and I will say this without remorse, irresponsible if not they are that list day, because most likely the social media people, if una can just go back some time ago, I think now August 10, everybody begin to create a list, and in the midst of that confusion, a lot of list people and get from can't believe them. So now almost similar thing would happen now. Yeah, go ahead, Bamuno, please.
Well, in fact, to tell you the honest truth, I don't know what sort of education these guys, they have all these degrees. Basic principle of justice. I am not a lawyer, but you are innocent until proven guilty. But whereas in Africa, you are guilty until proven innocent. You understand? What they shouldn't have done, this thing just happened on Sunday. And today you say Tuesday. You understand? Just within 2 days, they've not investigated yet. Even let's assume, for argument's sake, it's an authentic list. You don't publish that list yet. You have to make sure you do proper investigation, because investigation go into stages. First stage, second. You don't have to be a policeman or military guy. You understand? There's so many stages you go through before you do that. Now, one thing I want to remind a lot of people, especially those supporting the government, you understand? This is the danger that is bothering me. You understand? If you are a Mende, you're a supporter of SLPP, you don't condemn, you don't question things.
Yeah.
What happens if you are a relative of the victims? There are people who have been killed, you understand, innocently. They bury them in mass graves. These are human beings. They can be your relative, they can be my relative. And this is the danger. I'm praying for long life and well body. I will tell you one thing I told an MP. I said, I'm not going to seek for it, but anybody that came to this country and asked for political asylum, I'll be prepared to support that person as a witness, because we got so much evidence against this government that we can share. You understand? Because I've been an interpreter before, so I know the system, how it works. But let me come to the point. One thing I want to bring to your notice, I'm not going to call any name. There is somebody who is in the diaspora in this country.
Yeah.
His name was mentioned. And in fact, let me tell you, my other observation I have a concern about. There was a guy who actually mentioned this person. Now, to me, when you listen, you watch the interrogation, it was so chaotic. It's unbelievable. You understand? This is one area where that's my perception. I'm not saying I've got any evidence based on my observation that this was a setup. Because if it's a seriousness this whole thing deserves, that's not the way you conduct an investigation. Let me tell you the honest truth. It's so chaotic. You understand? And it bothers me. So therefore, and the other observation I have, which linked to the Minister of Information, the president claimed that he was at the lodge, his lodge. But there is something that revealed that's the list. That's one of the lists. It's about 4. Yeah, that's the list. You understand?
So, understanding this is the official list that the Minister of Information himself released. Yeah, but carry on, sir.
Yeah. What did I want to say? I wanted to say something that just escaped me. Now, the whereabouts of the president and the Minister of Information. This is very, very critical. It's also a concern that confuses me. Where were they? I was expecting that if it's genuinely, I'm not saying it is not. I have not investigated. I don't have any authority. It's based on my perception, observations. You understand? Okay. I'm not going to deny whether it is a coup or not. Say it's not a coup. The thing that bothers me, a coup. If it is a coup, why was a coup was to remove President Madabio? Why was the lodge not being attacked? From Wilberforce to the lodge, it's a thrown stone. You understand? And there are ways you can go. You can enter the lodge either from the front or from the back. And the back, in my view, is through the very Wilberforce. Like if you go through Wilberforce loop, that will lead you to, because the reason how I managed to know, there was a time in the 70s when I have access when S.I. Kuroma was VP and a relative of mine was also government minister. So that's how I managed to know that you can enter there. So why didn't they go there? If they can't enter from the front, they can enter from the back. Okay. You understand? Why was not that focused to tell if this is really a coup? Why the coup is to release the prisoners? You understand? It doesn't make sense. That's my observation. That confuses me. Because to tell you the honest truth again, the whereabouts of the president actually is not meant to be known before the coup, but it should be known for our own benefit, the doubters, don't you understand? For it to be revealed, for revealam, for say yes, that's also a place. But the funny thing I find, the one of the tweets of the president, you can see that he says he's in the lodge, but the caption at the bottom says he's in Ghana. I don't know, but that's again to justify, to buttress my confusion. I'm so confused, and I'm going to get confused. And people who are advocating it was a coup, they're going to be careful. We are not fools, you know. I think Imran Khan said it a long time ago. Yeah, we no, listen, Prince, we are not fools. We might not have PhDs. You understand? We not belong to the elite society. But let me tell you one thing: the most educated person in Sierra Leone is a northerner. You understand? And how many degrees? I'm not going to tell you about that. But to me, that's rubbish, because at the end of the day, you can acquire this document. They become meaningless if they don't produce any beneficial to us, the Sierra Leoneans, or the world at large. You understand? So we've passed this stage, and especially the area where you got dominion, where people go and buy degrees and all this nonsense. You understand? So therefore,
right.
that's one area
Let's,
that's one area I'm very confused about. You understand?
make we
Let's
take
have a
all of
proper.
this. Make we take
Yes.
all of
Well,
make we take all of this to we other panel guest, winner Imran.
yeah.
Mr. Munu is absolutely confused as to waiting at this situation. And not only one grade, there are lots of people who confused and they ask pertinent questions. But at the same time, some people have don't already make up their minds that this
Yep.
not APC, this not the Northerners, and always making trouble, including the president himself. The president tweets. The president say, and I quote, we decide for do a peace treaty or agree to a dialogue in the name of peace. And yet again, they implying APC have decided to cause mayhem, just like August 10, holding weapons and killing police officers. Imran?
Well, where you don't polarize society, that's the language they use. Us, them, they. To create more wedge. But the man we call, if he intelligent, when someone is apprehended or arrested, now allegation, so he's a suspect. None of those guys are guilty until they are had in court. Now, so they pass today, they tascare. They say, Palo go kill Bio. But in the end of the man will be get that intention.
Innocent.
Then punish an innocent man just because of hegemony. And we have a society where, thankfully, we don't go school. But the problem with we brother them, they're not able to understand logic. You cannot answer some questions them logically. That's where pragmatism, common sense come inside. And this is where then guy they always say in Sabi book, they fail miserably. Because when you check them out of the box, they know nothing. They are vacuous. Then people they are suspects. One of the suspects happened to be a colleague, a friend. He don't know this country. He not go nowhere. How you go outside the man still try forget the paper them together. The man in England, yeah, they already call him Sierra Leone. Why? Because he's one of the outspoken people. If I was in Sierra Leone, I would have been probably one of those in that list. And if I be there, somewhere they relax, they for just use that as an opportunity for go drag me from where I was and lynch me. And if you notice, the whole reason why they display them people and they embody another half-back truck, now for install maximum fear on people in minds. So now what you so go broke on yourself. And somebody said that we don't broke it further, we don't broke it bones. But that man lying there is somebody's father, somebody's husband. And the thing will make I feel so sudden, the man gets a wedding band in hand. That's somebody's beloved husband. I want for the aggressia small, but it's very important. I read a book called Shaka Zulu, the most prolific warrior in Africa. Man, where even the British Army learned a lot from his prowesses and his style and strategy where they use at war. A man of valor. The way he papa treats his mama. Here his mama get for run away, go to another kingdom where he go master the art of military strategy and became a warrior. He said,
You don't mute again.
Okay, I think na call line is coming. So anyway, Bramunu, let me left Imran small. Let me just come to you directly. And the point that I would like for bring come to you is one where we don't talk about for the last few minutes, and especially with somebody where una both say una know. In other words, Comrade Koita. If I hear Imran earlier on, it say Comrade Koita no go not say Comrade Koita deny, but Comrade Koita in name they all over the place, and I believe say the list will come up in name make the list. If it were you, would you have any reason if you not been go down there and you there, now you home, who's are you there with your family or whatever? Will it not make sense that you will come out and make a statement as to deny, say waiting and the talking and a rubbish and help for even discredit this notion where they come off from the other side and say, look, that they involved me in them, I didn't go anywhere, I'm here. What do you think, sir?
Yes, first and foremost, I want to make a disclaimer. He's not a gentleman who is a friend of mine, not an acquaintance, you understand, because I got issues with him, all right? But again, what you said, if I was the person, in fact, I can even relate this to even the APC leadership. Right now, I have concerns about keeping quiet about certain things. Okay, I'm making this comparison, but it's to the point. I have concerns, like for instance, the tripartite become a quadruple. I was expecting the leadership to in their comments to mention about that. You understand? They can't keep quiet about it. You understand? And also the concern I have related to this same thing. I was expecting the leadership not to come into a conclusion so soon. You understand? And making the comment they make. Personally, I have my reservation, whatever the conduct of the former president, Ernest Bai Koroma, is. But I admire him because let me tell you the important thing, what he did. He said it's also related to this issues we bring in. He has not said anything, but on this occasion, he did. I bet you my life, I'm making this observation. I can challenge anybody. If he had not done so, they are bringing this whole thing near to his parlor, his doorstep. That's what they're trying to do. But you see how clever he was? He made a comment. Now, this refers me to what happened with the other guy who has not been killed. Now, these people who did this, are they so stupid that they don't expect the people who are present knew exactly what happened? Now, even with a leather boot, they don't realize unless they go and kill the wife. I heard they said the wife is a Southeasterner, and some people are even speculating that she is responsible to betray this man. You understand, and all the rest of it. So therefore, if I was this person, as you rightly said, that's why I bring in all these other things. You understand? That even like the leadership, when they mention names, they say they took money from Madabio. If I was involved, I'll come and make a statement. I will. And I agree with your premise. Why? To tell you the honest truth, I don't know. But time will tell. You understand? It's something that as time will tell. But to me, again, where his name came out, the environment, to me, is a suspect. That's not an investigation. That's not an informer. If you watch that video, to be honest with you, it's a suspect in my view. You
Okay.
understand? It's a big, big suspect.
Okay. Many thanks for that. Just for address this list. First of all, it's not like I was trying to question the authenticity of the list, rather than the way the person way suppose the list put them. I mean, I can put that post there up again so una see for una self, because these are the critical things, the way people suppose for they look at, the way how people they say something, the language, the body language, the intonation. It means a whole lot. So let me just go to that. We were not talking about a list in the first place when they talk about the coup. So this is what the person said. Imran T, this was specific. This was personal. Imran T talks a lot of BS, which is bullshit. The
Bullshit.
fact remains that 31 of the coup plotters are Northerners in capital letters. When I know what a
Yes, yes,
capital letter mean, face on,
yes.
rude, and what have you,
Rude.
and the point. So that's what I was reading from. And then the person goes like, let him, Imran T, continue to wallow in his ignorance. Okay, that doesn't matter too much because Imran T get a big boy pants on, he can handle this. But that's what I was just trying to say in terms of this list. But the list, like I asked, let anybody put them up, and many suggestions has been made, and we get a list now. Okay, which is fair enough. That most of the names that are there are northern related names. So thank you for that. But Imran, I don't want to make this personal, and I'm not even going back to that. I want to ask you, what do you think about the peace process? Because the peace process between the APC and the SLPP is quite an important one and very central to what's in the go on. To the point where the president now tweets, say, despite the peace attempt where he agreed to, the APC has never been a serious party to peace. So as they talk peace, they still go take on for shoot people and kill police officers. What do you make of all of this? Iman, you mute. All right, the same problem not begin again. We need to hear you, Imran. So why should you try for adjust that? Let me just go to Munu. Munu, you read the question what I posed to Imran.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Yes,
I
peace
did.
talk and the SLPP not greed and feel say this now falsity. APC not committed to the peace talk, and this is by virtue of the president's speech that despite them agreeing to peace talks, the APC has once again showed themselves as not being committed to peace talk, because just like August 10, they don't go back again, go take arm for kill innocent people, them citizens, civilians, and police officers as well. What do you make of this statement and the peace talk
Yeah.
ongoing?
Okay, thank you very. First and foremost, I disagree with the president. You know why? Despite the fact,
your voice, yeah, let me know whether you voice
you hearing me?
Okay, with the hearing you, let this man just address this.
Okay,
and then we'll
I get you.
Okay, first and foremost, I disagree with the president. I am not a member of that delegation we involved in the peace talk, but as somebody, as an observer, we are not thick-headed. I don't know of anybody where the opposition don't go kill, take gun kill. But I know of the president and in government, they make 2 or 3 or 4 attempts for assassinate Samura Kamara and the entire executive. Now the party office, even Sunday, they went there. I even get information, we get information for even the chairman then go shoot at you where they don't come up, kill the security and Eskoroma in your own place, they arrest innocent the other security guard. So therefore, I'm not going to blame the president for say those things. If we forget a strong leadership, you understand, condemning all the killings he has caused in that country, he wouldn't have been accusing them, because first and foremost, you understand, okay, apart from the dialogue, during the dialogue, the opposition have fulfilled they fulfilled some of the things they asked them to do. What has the government done? So I cannot see how a government that has a case to answer, let the government produce the list of all the detainees, political detainees. You understand, from Pademba Road. Let them produce that list. Now let them also produce the list of anybody the opposition has killed.
Yeah,
You understand? Because
the presidency, in the president's speech, he say they hold no journalist in prison for saying waiting in the sea. Neither is the government holding any political prisoners. The government is clear on this. The president said these
okay,
words.
all right. If that is the case, we are challenging the
Okay.
opposition. Let them produce the list. So we, the public, so now that will answer the question, because we don't know the list they've sent for the president. I don't. Let me share. What about this guy, the sheriff guy that was held in Bo? This American guy. Where is he? Where is
What
he?
about him?
Well, he was arrested, isn't it?
He was arrested, yes. We don't know his whereabouts.
Where is his whereabouts? I think I can remember that. There is another name I can't remember. I'm not going to mention about Kamaremba. I don't know if Kamaremba, I think it was a bill was agreed before. I don't know if it's back. You understand? But that person,
He's out.
He's out
He's
now.
not in. He's
But
not,
they
he's not
will
an inmate
argue.
anymore.
Yeah, Imran, you say?
He's not an inmate. He's been discharged.
okay,
Yeah,
yes, but
exactly.
this guy, yes,
Has been
yes, but
discharged.
this guy I'm talking about, this sheriff guy, this American citizen,
Yeah,
where
I
is
know the
he?
one you're talking about. At large, nobody knows where his whereabouts.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
At large.
exactly.
But in the end, he's American. So when the Americans get wind of it, they're going to be asking questions
Well, that
about
is
their
the
citizen.
that's
So
the
rest assured.
suspect. Quite a lot of people are projecting out there. They say the
So,
whole reason we make them left now because APC don't send leads to them. Then they're afraid now say they cannot account for most of these people. Now they go sabotage the prison. Maybe they talk say they don't run away or they don't kill them or they hold them now saying a part of the coup plotters. Then kill them.
So, okay,
yeah,
Imran,
well,
if that is true, are you implying that the government free an entire inmate inside a maximum security prison, freeing up murderers, thugs, thieves, criminals, everybody on a section of the maximum prison in there open up for, according to you, carry out this, the project?
A whole murderer where decapitate DJ Clef body. Government not a free state crime. Murder, you know they give amnesty. BO has done that. So it is yet for him to do something good, make her be surprised. But anything bad, he not go pass him. Because remember, they don't get a list. And they hold them people there. Sheriff, thanks for reminding me, Mr. Munu. Sheriff was one of the guys they held. But the question now is, we see LJ, but we not see Sheriff. And there are other people where APC gets interesting that were there. Where are they? And
So
let me tell you
somebody just put in the chat room say Sheriff is back in custody. I don't know. I don't think say any one of us are aware about it, but somebody just say he's back in custody.
well,
So
that's
we'll check
beautiful.
that
That's
up
fine
after
because we
the
don't want
interview.
one too many. We don't want one person for that.
So somebody don't, okay, Imran, somebody else don't buttress the point. So Amadou Keita said Sheriff is back in custody, and another guy called Victor Fode says APC Sheriff has been arrested today in Freetown. APC Sheriff. That's interesting.
Yeah, because they have a lot of sheriffs in Shebwema. They even have chieftaincy.
Okay.
Ruling house in Shebwema.
We rapidly come to the end of this program, and I want to ask
waiting
you
I be one
questions.
for waiting I be one for say before waiting.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
There's waiting we need for talk about Naya is Galatians 6:7 say, do not be deceived. God is not mocked. For whatever a man soweth, he would reap. All ends here they happen. Then wickedness they don't happen. I mean, they talk about Shaka Zulu. Saka to Lukamba, in Papa's and Zakakona, he wiped them all off. The same thing happened in England. Henry VIII, he want to marry the French woman, Catherine of Aragon. He killed priests them. He killed Catholics them. Then the woman will go bring and God come up here and no born boy picking. So the woman, the girl picking Mary, take the throne. They call him Bloody Mary. We all know now why. All the Protestants, he killed not so common. He killed only my opponents them. You see, sometimes we have to be very careful. The seeds them what they sow. These governments don't sow very bad seeds. Some of them people are where they send their messages there. I want to talk to them today. We get a country, a Creole man, then the architect, Lamina Sanko for SLPP. The slogan where they use, one country, one people. Now, in the architect of that phrase, day, one country, one people. Because that man, they, now in fact, for me, they amalgamate the colony and the protectorate. And it go through by Pharma for make them set up SLPP party. Then he amalgamate with Ion Western Party. For me, could become one nation. Until we Sierra Leoneans decide forget about we tribes and we focus about building one nation Sierra Leone, we are not going to grow. All them bad seeds they are away, then they sow. It go germinate. And when it germinate, it go affect you, me brother, where they call me BS, where they this, where they that. You have families, I have family. Where bullets they fly, you know they pick chimney, you know they pick Mende, you know they pick so. Right now, where Southern they don't mess the economy. All man they buy rest the same price, petrol the same price, the same suffering I only suffer. But if una mind so small like Funde that we are not able to see the implications of what they do, just because of tribalism. I grew up in Sewa Road Bo in the 70s. They can't surround me, Papa, a house, of which I was a small boy. Then say me mama for surrender me, Papa, for let them kill her. Southerners did. Then they do this all the time. All the time. Then they kill their young men, their brother them because they join a party and a northern party. That mentality, they primitive, barbaric, uncivilized. Now a man, what they call Pa Bantamoy, may his soul rest in peace. Now a man of valor, great man. Now in Kande, now in say, wawa wupe my energy. Bo nungaji se tipe away. Abiabe, akafa energy. That's in Mende say, una waiting them people ya do una. Una Kande stress na the host. Una all clear out come on here. No, una disappear. That very month day, me Papa go for secondment in the Ministry of Agriculture. Now they transfer go north. We never come back south. This is my own personal experience. And we thought we don't go bigger and better. We don't grow past that. Now we get a man where now a demon. This is the reason why I'm so angry with Samura and the APC party for agreeing to the dialogue. Because common sense dictates, Mr. Samunugo agree with me. For make peace, you get forget partner for peace.
Yep.
This man has never honored any agreement. He does not respect the rule of law. This man don't team up in a public. He talk about how he be rig election for SLPP. He said, "I don't go talk." I have that video. Yep. The man will not get class. He not get character. He not get decency. He not get any moral fiber. Now he DNA. Why would the Southerner allow a man of short character for bring the whole country can down? Just one man hold the country hostage. Whether they talk so, I read something where somebody writes. He said, how can one tribe in Sierra Leone hold a nation of nearly 8 million people to ransom? Only one tribe occupying all positions of trust. The police, the military, the correctional center, the inland revenue, NACIT, ONS, head of customs and exercise, the police, the law school, the vice chancellors of the university, head of nursing, head of civil services. Then, very recently, a service provider will provide we free, fair, transparent elections. Naminde, plus all the other directors of Naminde, we see how they badly, corruptly misbehave, sexual man up by the country with blatant disrespect and disregard. Then are them very people that they come out, them proud of their own self. How can you be proud of such behavior? That is ECSL. They have corrupted every institution, even the civil society. Now they call them evil society. I am so unhappy that APC decide for go sit down and talk with somebody who wanted to partner for peace, for talk peace. You can never talk peace with Pharaoh, Firauna. You can never talk peace with a demon. He can't do peace. He does not understand peace. Peace is not in his DNA. And it's so sickening when Bio open in mouth at all times. It is called the name of peace. Well, I have news for you, sir. Peace is not about talk. Peace, na attitude, na action, na behavior. But your own peace is just talk. And you know they walk the walk. Now you make peace, you have to walk it. Then make God say, blessed are the peacemaker. But you cannot be blessed because you not get blessing. You cannot do peace. It pain me when you so fake and then people are where they attack we so. Boku where they talk so. Not so even men there. Boku timni man where they make timni. Not so timni there. Sierra Leone society where madingonize. Then get a problem called madingification. Like for instance, now they not Camaras, Tourés, Koromas, Sankos, Mastares, Kanus. They are all Madingos, they're not Timnis. You go to the south, the sheriffs, the Tunis, now Arab them, we can settle them in the line. You go to Kaikai, the Jazz, they get ruling houses there. Now in the line. They are not Mendes. The Jazz are Jalos, they are Fullers. The Kaikais, they are Fullers. The Massacres, they are all not. And even when the enemy name are winning the high, now so. Even Kailon, there was not a Mende. So we get a society where we get diversity. Why we not go hold this diversity? Even right now, while they talk, so you get Kamara, then a Mende line when na Mende.
Okay.
The best party, my childhood friend, Mohamed Sisse.
All right, Imran.
What mention your name? Mohamed
Let me
Sisse
give the other.
but the
Let
Papa
me give the other
Namadingo.
participant. Let me give the other participant quick chance. And then we'll let them go, and then we will wrap up this all-important program. Very brilliant program in many respects. I think we touch on many of the issues them way really current. Mr. Munu, I want to let you listen to the president. I want to let you listen to the president, what he say, and before you listen to what he say, what are they try for drive at? Are they try for make a comparative analysis between the then and the now? In other words, when I do the intro to this program, I talk about the many problems that are plaguing with society, ranging, from difficult economic issues, where as a consequence don't create food insecurity and poverty on the rise and many other things them. But the president himself accepted those things, but attribute them for say, well, now the war in Europe, in other words, Ukraine and Russia, the effect on the supply chain, logistics supply chain, COVID-19, and many other things them. But that does not stop with people from suffering and more seriously. And in as much as the president won't forget a grip of the problem, is still not able to get a grip. And as we speak, over 60% of a youthful population is still unemployed, which means that the recipe for unrest not violence. We need to distinguish that. Recipe for unrest is very much, yeah, they're looming large. But let me listen to the president quickly. And after you listen to Ram, it's just a short clip. And I go on for let you share with me what you make of that, of what you hear from the president, if you will, please. Let me see if I get this video. I try to find this video quickly. So we're able to address them quickly. Where is the president? Here he is. In the area, man.
I know Renat, you know.
All right, bear with me. I think probably the video. But you see the video?
I see what you present. You can see that, yes, I can see the photograph for the video, but it's not working. Yeah.
Okay, let's see whether we can take this back quickly and play. Hopefully, you will hear the president speak. Okay, I see exactly. Monumi, apologies. I see exactly waiting. They happen. I see exactly waiting to happen. I'll be really one for let you listen to this. Okay, I'm not think so able to show the video for some reason. So I apologize. I'm going to have to remove this video from the live stream. I apologize. But waiting obvious is the president been they say that the attackers, the assailants, will make an incursion into the capital on Sunday morning. Most of their leaders have been arrested. The point here, Mr. Munu, like I say, comparative analysis between the then and the now. Back in October of 2022, not October, August 10, 2022, the president was furious. He was an angry man. Yeah, and I mean, that was, so visible. And we see how visceral he been making in point, like he want to grab somebody and whatever. But in terms of this one, the president is cool, calm, and calculated. I wonder, as an observer, media analyst, and a trade unionist, and an activist, whether you're able to decipher between August 10, when the president, obviously in the video we all see him, how upset he was and how angry he was, as opposed to this one, where he look cool, calm, and collected. But a couple of key things there for pick up is he was reluctant for declare the whole episode as a coup in the earlier stages, whereas in 2022, he was quick to rush to judgment, despite telling we that it will be investigated. They don't do the same thing on this one, say that investigations will be carried out by the security services, but they already don't preempt the outcome by saying what it is long before the interrogation. I wonder what you make out of all of this anyway.
Well, in fact, it was one of my observations, actually, for telling the truth, the difference that even confuses me even more, deeper to a state of confusion. You understand? That in attitudes, you see, because one thing people like me and you, we were fortunate for able to learn, human psychology, your demeanor, things like that. You don't have to be a psychiatric or a psychologist for able to detect that. Because of our interactions, you can able to tell guilt, these are some of the experts there, your way techniques they wouldn't they use because he was so angry and that. But one, in fact, to add to that, in this situation, all of them are very calm. All of them, not only the president. You understand? All of them are very, very calm. You understand? So to me, what that shows to you, that's my own view, that's my perception. I haven't got the evidence that even reinforced my suspicion and confusion that this was pre-planned. To tell you the honest truth, because when you look at the guy who they said was an informer, the environment you find yourself where they talk, they might have beaten him up. Because one thing I detected, not everybody in the security knows the plan. So some people they don't suffer. Like that guy they didn't beat a good one. But not everybody knows. Because if you listen to Umar Fofana's comments also, when he said they confronted him with us, you can say, oh, may nobody not afraid with the camp for camps. He make a comment say that they can't rectify something, you understand it? So therefore, that shows also that the president was very careful, to tell you the honest truth. To me, that's also that confuses me, but I'm not hesitating to suggest that this is a pre-planned thing. Because if you look at also the other issue, where was his whereabouts? Some people are saying he was in Ghana. Some people are saying where it was in Equatorial Guinea. All this should be
Mr. Munu. Okay, Mr. Munu. Assuming that this was pre-planned, there will obviously have to be a motive. So if they agree, say, or they suggest, say, it was pre-planned, what will be the motive?
Okay, my personal view, again, I haven't got the evidence. That's my perception. I think it's twofold.
You're entitled to it, sir.
Yeah, well, no, I got to be careful. You understand? The reason why I got to be careful, because the way my mentality with other people is quite different. I am an activist. I have got no authority to judge anybody, but I have authority and right to perceive, observe, and make my own feeling how I felt. I think it's twofold. The first thing I believe, I suspect that it's because of the list they've submitted to them, and I think not everybody they can account of. They can account of. So therefore, the list vis-a-vis resolution 4 in the dialogue document.
Right.
Yes, which says clearly that they should be able to allow people who are in exile, give them support, resettle them, things like that. So therefore, if he hasn't got the full names, the best way, but that's what he thinks he's going to get it with, by focusing Paremba Road, you understand, then he can give the excuse. But the mistake he's making, unless the way I see the APC, the opposition are behaving, they are not scrutinizing this guy seriously. Because I would have expected, for example, when they brought in a quadruple rather than a tripartite, everybody knows. Anybody who's educated and intelligent, when they say tripartite, it's 3. That's what it means. You look at it at the Oxford Dictionary, it tells you 3. This is a quadruple. You understand? Why did the leadership didn't cry foul about that? Not until the only person that makes comment was the Secretary General. And the leadership...
Another question for you, Mr. Munu, will be, you're absolutely right. Oxford Dictionary, Webster, and you name it. Tripartite means 3. If you quadruple and there be an agreement of a tripartite, that means there's a break away from the agreement. But was there an agreement for shift term between the dialoguers from a tripartite to a quadruple conversation?
No, there wasn't. I knew in part of the dialogue they mentioned as a was that observers or sanctions? What they use?
I want to ask you a further question on that, if you don't really mind. So let's say,
yes, please do.
The other side introduce a quadruple sort of structure into a tripartite structure. What would be the motive for them to do that, if you can suggest or speculate?
Yes, well, I mean, you can tell, you don't have to be, because I'm involved in so many committees, blah, blah, blah. Because what will come to the reason why they want to use the numbers, they will use those people as numbers, because if that's going to be differences of opinion, somebody from that side will say, oh, well, let's put it to a vote. You understand? That's what I suspect, but I don't think it's going to work like that. It depends, in my own view. You understand? The third party, the international community, because they're no idiots. You understand? Okay, that's what I suspect they're trying to do. You understand? To bring in numbers, because
Okay.
under normal circumstances, that's the practice in England that I know of. You know, as a trade unionist, you have what you
Okay.
call the chair action. You understand? You put it to a vote. That's why he wants
Okay.
the number. There's nothing more than that. That's my
Okay.
own
Many
personal
thanks.
view about it.
Many thanks for that. We get a few more minutes left. I want to go to Imran, and we just get really few more minutes left. So after Imran, come to you for your final closing, Munu, and come back to Imran for your final closing. So Imran, I want to put the same question to you regarding the conversation or the dialogue which is ongoing. That dialogue, in every respect, to me, seems to have been compromised right now. There is no faith because one side has been accused of not being faithful. And this accusation is serious. And I'm sure say you will agree with me when the presidency, we decide for go into dialogue with them so that we go find peace for the country. But this side is really not faithful because every time we extend an olive branch, then a gun and then they pull for gunned down people. So trust must have gone through the window. Then one thing I want to let you address, waiting at the way forward from there. And then the second part to it will be during all of this, whilst security forces were still pursuing assailants, okay? The First Lady was said to have hosted a birthday party. And a lot of people, get reservations about that. It's not sensitive. It shows no respect, not for the dead, not the state. Man, we can talk about them things there. So see whether you're able to attack both things in about two and a half minutes, please. Imran, your audio don't go again. Your audio. Okay. So Imran, they go adjusting audio. Hopefully he should be back. In the meantime, Munu himself have disappeared. Okay, Imran is back. No, we still not hear you. No audio. No. So maybe you need to come out and come in again as usual. All right, brilliant. So Munu himself is gone. So while Munu himself is gone, let me see whether I can handle this alone. So Fambulem, when they come towards the end of this program, very brilliant program in many respects because we are addressing many issues. Okay, the two guys are back at the same time.
Back.
But Imran in turn. So let's see whether Imran is back. Imran, audio.
Well, what you were talking about is then say then go this tripartite waiting here and say they go do them in consultation for constitute and form these three group. Just like what Mr. Monu say, they don't form the three groups of 7, totaling 21. And some of the lists, because they don't make this arrangement here, they make a decision, say, some things then where they got to give. APC, one of their own, then for go back to governance. APC don't go. Then go for left them prisoner there. They don't get a list. But you not say what they say for go back, you get for bring receipts, a credible receipt. How they can provide this receipt here? Some of them people there, just like what Mr. Munu say, we not get evidence, but they suspect say them people are not exist anymore because them people there, now people them way they not respect the rule of law. Then they do things anyhow. So they don't go now. They bring a quadruple group. That's a fourth group. That they try to create disagreements. But APC not fall for that. APC just say, it's going to be 3. When we consult, we agree, 3 group, tripartite group, we sign the document. That's a contract. You cannot change the contract now. So then test kilo, which is one thing that they always do when they test, it not work. So the grand plan with them pull, now for do waiting and do. Unfortunately, it don't backfire. But something more than me, it just cannot be aid. We see people in Americana turn so Germany where they work at. They say they come out Daru.
Yeah.
Daru no dey near free town. Daru dey na far place. So if they come on Daru, that means to say it was pre-planned. Because they could have called.
Again, Imran, on a quick one, and
Yes.
this is where we need for exercise caution, to be honest.
Yes.
So there is a possibility, say, that video the way we see about Daru. Remember now, somebody just post a video and speaking over the video, which could imply maybe it's this information so that we will get this doubt that it's not authentic, it's not official. So we can't go along with that because it's not being established as something authentic. And just like you say, common sense.
We don't go along with that, but we go talk about it. Make everything in at the table. The investigators then go look into that.
Absolutely.
You know, because at Didieri, they say lots of soldier man and camp will be the worker. And then come out Daru. We get other battalion them. Now other places them. Inside Freetown, they not take them. They're not taking a McKinney.
Yeah, but that was hearsay evidence. That's the point I'm trying to make. So there's nothing, verified there. So we can't take them for gospel. But yes, you made your point, and I will come back to you for let you close the program.
Okay.
I want to give Munu you on 2 minutes for close the program. Munu, the floor is yours. What do you think about the entire thing, and how do you close your final submission, please?
Okay. Well, first and foremost, in light of my observations, my perception, and what I have heard from my noble fellow activist Imran Khan, I believe there is no smoke without fire. Because if you look at the whole scenario, let's assume say it is true, ammunition then get them. Why did they not head up to the lodge beside the president's day? Why did they not let that state out? Now, would they mean they chased them? How them go able to chase them? Then they left them halfway to they left them, they reached that Jewel. Then begin shoot. Make one sense. Because as we all know, there are battalions, both now the district them, and they even get western area. So who that mean they chase them? Why not able to overcome them? Now they're Amos. We not see they able to kill anybody on the way. The only people who don't see them go kill, that they would then go arrest. Two sides and get in that they want great sabi. We don't know. You understand? Because that's very suspicious. You understand? Yeah. And then also the timing of the whole thing is a suspect in my view. Because just the period when this dialogue, this tripartite investigation is supposed to start, now this thing happened. And you don't see any enthusiasm or agitation from the faces in the faces of the president, in supporters. Nobody know where are they? So therefore, what I go advise, one comment I go make, this not to the opposition, the leadership of the opposition. Let them make sure that they cry for, they make sure that not allow that quadruple committee where the president, let them cry for. We want to hear the voices of the leadership. We want to know about that. It's very, very critical. We also want the list to be published that they've sent, and they must make sure they advertise it for everybody in relative who don't disappear. Then, you understand? We want to see that list, and they must cry foul as well. They can't just keep quiet. I don't think it's right. Like what the Ernest Bakroma has done, because they've killed some. I'm not going to criticize him for the mere fact he made a comment, because if he had not done that, this whole thing will be put on the doorstep on his doorstep. So therefore, they'll very be careful. And also those who are not making any comment, you understand, let them stop criticizing people like us and all of us oh well, because they belong to APC or because they are Northerners. It's irrelevant. You understand? I'm a Northerner. I'm a Timney before a political party because I was born from my parenthood, and I have every right to belong to any political party I choose to. What I should be judged upon, judge me on the substantive issue at present, what my views are. Now, to me, they kill people. Madabi, since he came into power, he's been killing people. He's been intimidating people. That's a fact. I don't create that story. You understand? Be killing people. You understand? Going right, even when even the last riot that happened, they mistakenly they kill even their own person. These are some of
Okay.
our concerns. You understand? So therefore, we are not against me personally. I have got no authority to judge the president. Let people who are concerned about the cost of living, let them do that. My own concern is about the violation of human rights and intimidation.
Okay.
That's my concern. And I'm a member of a concerned Sierra Leoneans. So therefore, I have a stake in the stability and coexistence of the country, Sierra Leone. God bless you.
Well said. And just before I go to Imran for the last word, I want to let you know, say somebody sent something for you in particular, because I see you mentioned concerned Sierra Leonean, and I can remember I pick up a message from someone. Okay, here it is. So if you look at your screen, you go see and there. So I believe say that concern you. So while you read down, let me just shift to Imran for the final submission. Imran.
Yes. Well, I want to tell you thank you for the invite. But most of all, I want to talk to Mr. Loon brothers and sisters. We get a country, land that we love. And we national anthem, say to we, family united. But unfortunately, we are now more family divided than united. We need for Ghana the drawing board that we ask ourselves clever questions. Not like some of the questions and way some of the brothers they ask. People are dead. And the people when we die, whether they commit waiting and alleged say they do or not, then still get right for put them case before a judge. That was taken away from them because they were wounded and they neglect them. We all saw the way they were treated. It was totally inhumane, totally not right. It was totally unacceptable. It was barbaric. You come to Motaman, they ask you for water. You refuse for game. You say na enemy. These are your fellow Sierra Leonean. Just because when I get disagreement. And not a story with the poor. The way those guys were treated was not Christian and was not Islam. In fact, me not Catholic, but for me, one of the reasons we make a like Islam, Islam talks about justice as any other religion in the world. Islam, they talk about a just society than anybody. The Prophet Muhammad, he was, bless his soul, he was so much a decent man to an extent, they give him a nickname, they call him Al-Amin. That is the trustworthy. When you're in a society and you're trustworthy, people in the congregate around you, you're like a flower, all the bees then they congregate because of the nectar, you're sweet. But we get a society, nobody not trust anybody. We all, as Mr. Munu say, you cannot trust any information what you get now. Anything what you get, I get for take out with a pinch of salt. And even the host,
Yep.
talker, I saw a video, then say, then Komodaru. It might be another propaganda from the other side. So we are flooded with lots of propagandas. So we all get to be careful. And I really thank the host where they caution we all about these things. If we want a society where good for all, we get for try for we get an egalitarian society. A society where everybody is equal, irregardless your tribal orientation, your sexual orientation, your regional orientation. your ability, your disability, whose kind family name you carry, we all will be equal. Whether you're a doctor, lawyer, or liberal, we all get hope because there is trust. Will society not get trust anymore? Will not believe anybody. Nobody not believe the company. APC not believe APC. SLPP not believe SLPP. Then the both party then they not believe themselves. It's a very troubling situation. And the person who creates this toxicity, Nabio, we've had bad politicians before, but never have one as bad as this. And he say, they go. And unfortunately, I don't talk this not to 1 10, not to 2 10. I say, you no go come out in power with grace. You go come out with disgrace. And that make we get for pump up the volume. We all get for stand up, Mende, Timni, whichever tribal orientation and then that country there. Now we tell and say, for the sake of peace, and I ain't talk for peace past all. People do not want you. You have failed. The economy is bad. The country don't become polarized so badly along tribal line. It's so bad. Can you just imagine person die? Somebody can defend the action of the person will lynch him. Just because it belongs to another party, it gets another surname. This is very frightening. So I beg every Sierra Leonean, this is not time to condemn other citizens, but rather it is time for us to scrutinize the politicians.
All right. Okay, man. Very well said there. Almost bang on the line. And Fambule, one for Teluna, thank you very much for tuning in today. There was over 150 of us watching. Of course, the number is below the expected mark of TNN, but we've been slow lately because we engage in other items them, so we've not been broadcasting and creating content. But we know definitely the numbers are going to increase. Tomorrow, join us on this platform when we do a special on the former president of the Republic of Liberia, George Opon Mane-Wia, in which we will talk about the issues around humility, what he mean, a graceful exit from rags to riches, from football legend to a president, from Gibraltar, which is a poverty-stricken area, now the end of Monrovia, across the bridge to the executive mansion, the highest office, now the land. And then finally, he was defeated in an election and he gracefully bowed out. This is an example in which African leaders them supposed for emulate. I want to say thank you to my panel then today in person of senior brothers, Mr. Al-Issa Munu and Mr. Imran Ture, commonly known as Imran T. It's always a pleasure to have you guys, and I appreciate you so much. Many thanks. And until we catch up again, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a TNN Then and Now TV media production. Goodbye for now. Thank you. Right. Bye.